Gentlemen, hello and welcome to the High Protein Podcast. I am your host, Adriano. Today, we're going to talk about all things excellence, male excellence specifically. Now, I like to think that I want this community to be built out for men who are in the pursuit of excellence. Something that I've come to realize and understand over the years is in order to be excellent, I truly believe you have to be excellent in every single way. Now, you can probably look at really big outliers, Elon Musk's, etc., who are well and truly excellent. And you could maybe say probably deficient in other ways, but I guess I can't really speak for them. My assumption, though, is that probably they might not be the best dads. Probably they might not be the best this and that. And I think we put these people on a pedestal, these outliers on a pedestal, and use them as examples for what we can do. When in actual fact, they are 1 out of 7 to 8 billion people. And there's nobody else in the world even remotely close to being like them. What I think is a much healthier, or not even healthier, a better mindset and a better frame to work off is that if you want to be excellent in your own right, you have to figure out what excellence looks like to you. And I think what living a life of excellence could turn you into. And I guess I define excellence by striving to be better in every facet of your life. And what that looks like is not quitting, essentially, and improving on a daily basis, weekly basis. If you're someone that quits easily, it's probably not the podcast for you. If you're someone that struggles to commit, it's probably not the podcast for you. I'm all for people finding their way in the world and testing and trying things, for sure. But I'm talking about the core things. If you're trying to lose weight and you quit, this podcast probably isn't for you. I'm going to say some truthful, honest things. If you are, trying to build a business and you quit on business and you go back to working and you have no desire to go back to building a business, probably not for you. If you're happy with a 9 to 5 and you don't want to excel beyond that, it's probably not for you. I guess you could say the High Protein Podcast is about striving for excellence in the gym, with your family, with your friends, with your work, kind of everything in between, your health. And I think where a lot of people go wrong is they think that there's a finish line when there's not. If life's taught me anything, it's that there is genuinely no finish line. It is a never-ending stream of shit coming your way. And I think that's a pretty hard pill to swallow. And I think, especially coming towards the end of the year, Christmas time, all that fun stuff, you really see how the human monkey brain works. Around about this time in November, everybody starts to panic. Everybody. Shit, what's going on for Christmas? What am I doing? Who am I seeing? What's happening here? What's happening there? Right? And I don't know, I kind of feel embarrassed that we don't have en masse. Embarrassed and thankful. Embarrassed for the masses because I'm like, that is just awful way to live. I mean, look, it's subjective, but yeah, safe to say I don't want to live like that. And I'm thankful that I have the ability to discern what that looks like and how to stay the fuck away from it. Because imagine getting to the end of the year and thinking and behaving like there's not going to be another year. The months never end, and when they do end, you're dead. That's it. Christmas is an 6 to 8 hour experience at best. And yet everybody throws their hands up in the air and says, better wait till next year. They give up 2-3 months of their year. And then when you start next year, guess what happens? You're going to give up 2 or 3 months there too. So you've really only got 6 months in the meat of the year to make any difference. And I guarantee that you're not going to do it at that time either. And so you just rinse and repeat the same year after year after year, and then they die. They leave high school and nothing fucking changes. I know 50-year-old women, 50-year-old men that are exact same people. Can't take any accountability, still fat as fuck, still doing the same shit. Sad. And terrifying to be honest, if I ever get to 50 and I am less than what I am now, full permission, shoot away, you know? And I don't mean less on the exterior. I guess I mean less on the interior. If I, start going backwards, I can't hold accountability, or I can't be accountable for anything, have shit relationships. Yeah, end it, chop it off. Because I think there's so much of life to live. And I think when you look at people that really excel at stuff, someone that I derive a lot of inspiration from is David Goggins. Not because of I'm a runner. I'll run once a week, but I have zero desire to run an ultra marathon. But because of the tenacity that he attacks life with, he's always trying to excel in whatever area. And it makes me think of this one, like, I think him on the planet, he's probably the only human that I know of, and maybe like a Tony Ferguson, an MMA UFC fighter. But I don't think Tony Ferguson's on that level. But he just raw dogs life. No condom, just in there, feeling everything, copping the consequences too. And I think once you get to that level, once you've excelled and you're that tenacious that you're really happy with copping life on life's terms, and you're just in there, dirt, good stuff, bad stuff, whatever, you're just taking it all to the face, taking it all to the dome. And I just really feel like that's an awesome place to be. It's probably the hardest way to live, with no coping mechanisms, with just max stress to the face. But someone like David Goggins, I think, is like the ultimate person that strives for excellence in every way. Physical excellence, mental excellence. He's studying, he's always learning. And I think as a result, he's built an amazing life for himself. And I think if you gave me the rule book on how to build a life, it wouldn't be how he grew up. It wouldn't be have a pimp for a dad and get beaten up by your father and have alcohol and drug abuse all over the house and all sorts of stuff. I don't think if I was the creator, if I was God, I wouldn't be like, well, that's the recipe book for the most savage human in the world. But it appears to be. And I think there's lessons to be learned from that, no matter where you came from. I think it's really important to know that if you really want a raw, excellent experience of life, tackling that shit head on is like the way to go. And I think I've got like some core principles with excellence too that I've learned recently and throughout my life, through failing and then trying. Sobriety is number one. Not drinking, not drugging, not smoking, nothing like that. Coffee would probably be the number one. I have about 3 a day. And even that, I'm like, I should probably give it up. But I do like it. For now, I think if that's my only vice, I might be doing okay. But still, even then, and then porn being one, got rid of that, and what else is there? Drugs, all the fun stuff, gone. Food, cutting weight, being in shape, denying yourself of food, money, not buying useless shit. I've stripped my entire life back. I used to think that I needed new shoes every week, which I got 1 or 2 pairs like it was nothing. I was like, man, yo, you beauty. Thought I was the man, buying brand new Nikes every week. And then I learned it was a way to cope. I wanted the brand new Nike TNs only because I wanted to avoid some feelings that I had. And I think once you start raw dogging life, that's when you really start to understand that most of the shit that we do is avoidance behaviors. Pretty crazy. And I think if you can take any inventory, if you're a smoker at the moment, you're a drinker, you're a takeaway enthusiast, you're a bit of a fat boy, you like shopping, you like gambling, you like relationships. That was one that I think I had pretty much everything. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, gambling, you name it. Loved them all. Now I'm in a new lifestyle. I don't want to say season because it's definitely not a season. It's a new version of myself that just is comfortable raw dogging life, comfortably uncomfortable raw dogging life on life's terms. And it's one of the most calming, comforting places I think I've been in. I don't think I've been in a more comfortable place than what I am now, irrespective of the not lack of momentum, but irrespective of the shiny shit that I don't have at the moment. I used to have a lot of shiny shit, sold it all, And I think that getting rid of that purifying process of me stripping my life back to just food, a bed, and a computer to make videos with, and a phone to make content with, I think it's created a version of me that really sees the world for what it is, and it's a good experience. Hashtag raw dogging life. I think a lot of us, I mean, look, I've not seen men not raw dog. Like, I've not seen men cope with life on life's terms before. It's either pubs and shit on the weekend. It's either drinking. It's either drugging. It's either gambling. It's either shopping, eating. And I just think that sort of stuff it's just, it's avoidance behaviors. I think if you really want to get on top of your life and you really want to make a difference, there's a few things on top of sobriety that I think you should aim to improve. I guess I'll try and list them if I can. So we go like drugs and alcohol. Be one. Fuck those off. Smoking. I had a stint with vaping for a bit. That was horrible. So no vaping, no smoking. Cigars even. Like, I think the more in touch you are with why you need these pleasures is going to bring you down to reality so much more. These are just my beliefs. Gambling in any form. Now you might be thinking, Adriano, you're taking away all my fun. Yeah. You know what's on the other side of fun? Calm, reliability, peace, joy, satisfaction, being present, being there for your friends. Like, the list goes on. You deny the flesh what it wants, and you give the spirit everything it needs. Now, on top of gambling, let's go like love and relationships. I personally have used, not intentionally, obviously, but used people to hide in. My ex-girlfriend and I, there's a couple of them, I think, over 3 years, maybe 3 girlfriends, and one I just sort of like dated in and out, like was like 6 months off, 6 months on, 6 months off, and I have a new girlfriend in between there. And it was just because of like, I needed somebody there because I couldn't be there for myself. And do I think that people need a partner? Absolutely. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Men need women and women need men. But did they need them to the capacity that maybe that I was doing? I'd probably say no. I'd probably say that the way I went about it was not how I wanted to. If I was zooming out and looking in and how I wanted an ideal relationship to be, I don't think that that's what I would have wanted it to appear like or be like. You could say food as well. Drugs, smoking, gambling, love, relationships, food. I think that kind of covers all of them. But if you can avoid all those heavy hitters, I think you're in a really good spot. And again, you're probably thinking, wow, great, if you can avoid everything. But it's not avoiding that. It's avoiding the running away from yourself. So you can hide in drug and alcohol. You can hide in smoking. You can hide in gambling. You can hide in love and relationships. You can hide in food. You can't hide when you are raw dogging reality. Cannot. You can try, but once you really start raw dogging reality, you'll know. And I think that's the big kicker. Because when I was in my 20s, I had periods and seasons where I thought I was raw dogging reality. But then I look back and I was in a relationship. And I might have had my food on lock, no gambling, not smoking, not drinking, not drugging, but then I was in relationships. And then I might have been out of a relationship, but I was on drinking, not on drugs. It implies that I was a daily user. But partying on the weekends, vaping, gambling. And then there might have been times where I had no relationships, no gambling, no smoking, no drugs and alcohol, but I had food. When you have none of these, you have nowhere to run. And that's terrifying. But it is part of the sanctification, the purification of your spirit and your mind. And I can guarantee that the person that you become by putting those things down and keeping them down is a really calm, composed, well-respected, well-loved human. And I think that's kind of what we all want to be as men. Respected, loved, appreciated for what we bring to the table. And I think if we have all these things, it's very easy for us to get so involved in them that the bad outweighs the good. Our drugs and alcohol behaviors, our smoking behaviors, our gambling behaviors outweighs maybe our love and relationships, because we're running around like a dickhead on the weekend or whatever and saying we're going to be at a certain place we're not, hungover in the morning when we're meant to go to farmer's market with the missus. Well, shit, that's just, you don't need to do or whatever. But I just think that once you boil life down to those basic things and you avoid pleasure and you seek calm, your life becomes so much better. Is it more comfortable? No. Is it better? Yes, by a long stretch. And I think that's what we all need as men. I think I'll leave it there for today. Bit of a vague semi-introduction podcast, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed my pursuit of excellence and my new term that I'm coining, raw dogging reality, because it's a beautiful journey. And I'd encourage you all to try and get to that place where you're striving for excellence, striving for sobriety, striving for eating well, striving for looking after yourself, striving for loving your partner, all that fun stuff. Thanks for jumping onto the High Protein Podcast. My name's Adriano. Love yous. See you, lads.